Hey there, my name is Dan Harville, and welcome to my totally awesome Armature reveal. Glad to have you here for this momentous event. Who is the person I selected, and why did I select them? I guess you probably also had the same questions, and you've already thought about this. Why did you pick the person you did? I actually looked around, and I thought maybe Abraham Lincoln, because he's got that really interesting facial stuff here, but he's got a beard. And I was going to pick Drew Carey, but Drew Carey also has grown a beard. And I thought Elvis, and no, everybody's going to be doing Elvis. So I just figured, I looked around on the internet, and I figured I'd pull somebody who had a vibrant personality. And it had to be somebody who was famous, because you would want to look at that person and say, oh, that's exactly what they look like. Dan Harville has done such a great job as a sculptor, and all this time I just thought he was a musician. I think that this guy is brilliant. Not that that matters. Brilliant people die all the time, so do non-brilliant people. This guy is a comedian, and even though he is a comedian, and I do think he's brilliant, I don't always think that he's necessarily funny. Now that we've got all that out of the way, Pee Wee Herman. It's a great bicycle. I really like the saddlebags and the shark fin for aerodynamics on the back. So why did I pick Pee Wee Herman? He's got an interesting face, other than the reasons I just stated, being brilliant and being famous and those kinds of things. I think he's got an interesting face. There are a lot of photos for reference, and as you know, Pee Wee Herman, whose real name is Paul Rubens. There we go. Just about goose-egged that, didn't I? Paul Rubens just recently died at 70 years old from cancer. So I'm sorry to hear that. I hate that anybody goes through that. Let's look at some natural facial markings. I think on his right cheek, it looks to me like that's a dimple. So I like that he's got that. You also see the nasal sulcus there, where the left wing of his nose touches his cheek. And the philtrum, which right there underneath the center of his nose, where it should be. Looking at acquired facial markings, I'm sure that this is from laughing and making slapstick kind of faces and stuff. The transverse frontal sulci, he's got those lines across his forehead. He also has inferior palpebral sulcus underneath his eyes. That's probably from living hard. He's got those marks underneath his eyes. Also, the optic facial sulcus over here on his left side of his face, actually, you can see that they're symmetrical somewhat. He's got left and right. I believe they're also called crow's feet. And then you can see the nasolabial sulcus there, which big smile lines. And if you keep going back, he's got these back here on the buccinator. What are that? Oh man, where's my book? I'm going to say buccal sulcus, and I know that's wrong. And I hope you corrected me in your head. Looking at his face, I was thinking he might be oblong, but I don't think it's quite long. Subjective here. I think it's an oval face, and I think I've proven that by putting an oval over his face, and it pretty much matches. I didn't think it was quite oblong enough, not like Fred Gwynne. Remember Fred Gwynne, who played Herman Munster? I think he had an oblong face, but I think Pee Wee Herman here, I think his face is oval, and that's the story that I have, and that is the position from which I will move forward in this exercise. The profile I'm saying is convex. If you look closely, I have two lines here. Number one, a yellow line, which, notwithstanding the nose, I think is pretty much obvious that it's convex. If you factor in the nose, which goes way out, I think it's pretty obvious that would be it. I hate to use the old idiom, that's my story and I'm sticking to it, but that's kind of my story and I think I'm sticking to it. So thank you so much for coming to my totally awesome reveal. I enjoyed your company, and I hope that you and I learn a lot in this class and enjoy ourselves as we go.